Good morning. I just want to go over a few things. My name is Carl, and this is a new channel I'm starting. And if I can just help one person, in dating, relationships, even worldviews, uh, I will accomplish my mission. First of all, I'm not a psychiatrist, not a therapist, I'm not even a marriage counselor. I'm just a Southern boy that has his own opinion and views on life, relationships, and topics in general. So let's get started. First of all, we'll talk about dating. Dating is like a job interview. And unfortunately, man, we have good points and bad points. Now, I will be speaking to you and pretty much I'm not going to bash anybody, judge anybody, and I'm going to talk about men and women, good and bad or indifferent. So hopefully you can take constructive criticism. If not, I understand, and if you have opinions, good or bad, I accept them and I answer every reply or whatever. Now, here we're going to start. Like I said, dating is like a job interview. You go in there, first of all, you want to dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And what I mean by that is if you come dressed, booty shorts, ladies, sorry, or dressed like you on the pole, and you know what I mean, what do you think you're going to attract? You know, and speaking from a male point of view, I wouldn't date anybody or even look at anybody dressed like that because, in my opinion, if you're dressed like that, what are you trying to attract? And that's just not acceptable to me or something I would look forward to. Now, other people, it's different. Brothers, your ass hanging out, me seeing your drawers and you ain't washed them in a week. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to see that either. And I know a respectable lady would want to see that. So if you're dressed like a thug or a stripper pole professional, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying that's what you're going to attract. You know, most men, speaking from a male point of view, that are truly interested in finding a companion, lady, or even a wife, they have certain things they're looking for, just like women. So like I said, it depends on what you're looking for. Okay, a little about myself. My name is Carl. Like I said, I'm a Southern boy up here in the north, freezing my butt off in the wintertime. It is what it is. Okay. I have a beautiful wife who's a whole woman. And what I mean by that is, and not to insult any other women, is she's beautiful inside and out. Now, speaking of that, looks, not the most important thing, but it does help. I mean, come on, and if you want to sit there and say, okay, I'm looking for the perfect woman or the perfect man, there's no such thing. That's a myth. What you want to look for is a person who's perfect for you because you know what you want and what you desire. Now, ladies, you can't change a man into something he's not. You can't mold him into what you think is a good man. Brothers, same way. You can't mold women into the quality that your mother or someone else that you respect, uh, female wise, into that image. That's not going to work either. So, as I say, you got to get what's perfect for you. First of all, it's communication and honesty. If you're looking for uh, a certain type of woman, then make that well known in the beginning. That way, there's no surprise. If you're just looking for a booty call, male or female, make that known. That way, you know what you're going into, eyes wide open. Now, let's get to another aspect of this. Ladies, I'm sorry. Sitting there saying, I need my nails done, I need my toes done, I need my hair done. Okay, if a man wasn't there to do it for you, how would you get it done? I'm sure you want to let your feet look like they need to be grinded down or your toenails looking like bear claws, you know? Or that is your personal preference of how you want to look. That is your responsibility. Now, from a male point of view, we get together, we get to know each other. You would never have to ask a man to do that for you. He would do it for you without asking. He would spoil and pamper you, but asking for that right off the rip, that's a red flag for me. Brothers, asking for gas money or you need money to get your hair cut. Maybe you need to cut your own hair or stay your ass at home, quit riding these streets. Okay. Now, like I said, it's just a matter of what you're willing to do. Okay. What are you looking for? Okay. If you're just looking for somebody to hang out with, say that. If you're just looking for instance, when I was in the dating scene, and I was looking for my wife, I made it well known I'm not looking for friends. I'm not looking for no girlfriends. I'm looking for a wife. Okay. Now that's up front. If you're not that or don't want to be that, I respect it. But don't want to be and pretend you're something that you're not or don't have any interest in. That's not going to work well for you or me, since I use myself as an example. Now, here's another thing that's a pet peeve of me for mine. I'm going to the store, and I see brothers with their ass hanging out. Okay, and then you try to talk to a respectful lady. Now, any lady of substance, in my opinion, will not give you the time of day because one, they're going to think you're a thug or whatever. I understand these are the sign of the times, but do you want to be a follower? You know, and having somebody's name on your damn clothes does not make you a man or a real woman. You know, it's just a fashion trend, so to speak. Okay, that's all well and good. Doesn't help in the dating scene. Okay, now getting back to the job that you want. Okay, what I mean by that really is okay, and I'm going to use myself in a lot of examples. What I look for is not what a woman is driving, not what she's wearing, not even what she's looking like. You know, it's more of the substance of her being. It's like, hey, okay, yeah, look how she carries herself. You know, and that first experience or exposure to who a person is says a lot. You know, your baby, or I don't like the N word, so I'm just going to use the N word. Oh, that's my N or whatever. That's not attractive. It's not respectable, you know. And like I said, teach his own because we're grown, you can do whatever you want, but that's not really going to get you go a long ways with a person that really is truly wanting to find someone to spend their life with. Okay, and women, remember. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not bashing women. I'm not bashing men. I'm just speaking in general. Women. To say I am the table when asked, what do you bring to the table? Oh, okay, what the hell does that mean? You know, because if you're sitting there saying you're the table, no, okay, but you can't name five good qualities about yourself, then how are you the table? Okay? Men, sit there and say, I got this, I got that, or I got $100,000 car sitting out in the driveway, but you live in a $300 a month apartment. What does that say? But if you want to get some attention or whatever, yeah, you'll get attention by the car, but you got to go home eventually, or they will find out where you live, or whatever. What you going to do? Take them to a hotel every time? That's going to be expensive. So no, that's not going to work. Okay. People, looks fade over time for everybody. Gravity takes its effect for everybody. Okay. Now, if you're sitting there saying you the table, ladies, okay, and wouldn't you like to have a baddie on your arm and all this? Okay, what happens 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when you start getting a little older and everything ain't in the same place it was 10 or 15 years ago? Then what do you do? Okay, better have a nice personality because as a man, that's not going to work. Okay, so substance is the key. There's no, so to speak, substitution for that because you can always find somebody to hang out with. You can always find somebody to knock that little man out the boat. But what are you gonna feel like the next day? When you rather have somebody that when you go to sleep and you wake up, he's gonna be right there. and you know he's gonna ride and die for you, brothers. Yeah, you can go out here and you can 20s and 30s, whatever, you can run the streets. It's all well and good, okay, if that's what you choose to live your life at. But after a while, especially in a small town or whatever, your name gets to be known as being a hoe. So what you think you're gonna attract? Okay, not respectable women once they find out your name. Okay, now going back to my ladies, you're sitting there talking about, oh, I look good and this and that or whatever. Okay, but your attitude is shit, excuse me, or stinks. Okay. Now, when you get to be 50, you better have a lot of cat food for them 15 cats you're going to have because you're going to be you and your cats. Now, brothers, sorry, you have the same attitude. Better start buying suspenders and coveralls because gravity's going to take a hold of that stomach, and you're going to be sitting around with a TV tray watching wrestling or baseball or something like that because what are you doing? You're there by yourself. And that's the key. Nobody was meant to be by themselves. Everybody was meant to have someone. Okay. But this is why dating is so hard because really we don't know what we're looking for until it actually makes sense. Okay. And that's why I say perfection is a myth. You are looking for the perfect person for you. Okay. That's what we should all strive for. Like I said, and sometimes it takes a while, and I've been 20 and 30, of course, like everybody else. I had different views or whatever, but over time, you either get it or you don't. Okay. It's not something that can be taught. It's experience. I've been hurt, I've been dogged, but I didn't let it keep me down. And I let it change me. Whereas I ain't dating no old black women, I'm going to white women or Hispanic women or Asian women. No, because they're all different and negative races and how they handle things, just like anybody else. Just the same way. I'm not dating any more brothers because they ain't about shit. Well, sometimes maybe it ain't the brothers. Okay. Sometimes it is. But you have to look into yourself first to realize what you want in order to go out there and look for what you want. Because you don't know it until you actually find it. And sometimes it just happens to pop into your life. Now, that being said, to say I want a good man, a good woman, you find one, then you dog them. What is that about? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Because let me tell you something. There's very few times that you find a good person, not perfect, okay? And if you find a person that's 5 to 6 qualities of the 10 that you want, that's pretty damn good because you're not going to find 8, 9, or even 10. It's not going to happen. You have to compromise, okay? But you have to be firm on what you're willing to accept and not, okay? Now, what I'm saying by that is things of substance. Not he has to make 6 figures. He has to do this and he has to do that, because when you start looking at finances, okay, and that's the basis of what you're trying to find, you're looking for a daddy or a sugar daddy or a sugar mama. You're not looking for love. You're looking for a helper. Helpers they make good roommates. They don't make good spouses or boyfriends or girlfriends or anything like that. Okay. So that's the first thing. If you just got out of a relationship, okay, wait a while before you jump in another. And the reason why I say that is you haven't really got past what you just went through. So every man or woman that comes along in that particular point in time and you haven't gotten over that, you're going to compare them or you're going to sit there and treat them. Not that subconsciously that you want to, it's just natural frame of mind. Okay. And trust, you have to go in blind. You cannot sit there and say, well, everybody's the same because we're not. You cannot sit there and say, my ex did this or my ex did that and you acted just like it. No. Okay. And if you have 4 or 5 men or women of the same type, like I said, it can't be them. It has to be you. Now I'm gonna back up a little bit because one of these things is very important to me. Single parents that want to date. That's great. God bless you. More power to you. But here's the thing. If you have small children, for instance, men. If you date a woman, okay, or interested in a woman that has small children, do not even entertain going anywhere with this relationship if you're not willing to accept them as part of her. It's never going to end well. It's never going to be a good thing. You have to make a conscious decision is, do I want to get involved? Okay? Because now you not only has her heart, but possibly the hearts of the children. And children are easily to get attached with someone that hasn't, for instance, if their dad hadn't been around, okay, and you're a male and you ain't gonna be able to BS them, okay? But if you're genuine and you're with them, and they see that you're interested, that's gonna be a good thing. But let's back up. Don't come around saying, okay, now I want you to meet my kids after a week. Okay, what if it doesn't work? Okay, and 2 weeks down the road, now whoever it is that dipped out, now the children suffer. Okay, you'll get over a lot sooner than they will. Okay, and on the flip side of that is you having 5 or 6 people, men or women, coming in and out of your life like a revolving door is not going to help either. Okay, because children start looking at you different. They might not say anything, but they'll start looking different. Okay, so in a sense, it's not really fair if you're not willing to get involved or make those children an extension of yourself. Okay, and I promise you, if you do that, and this woman is what you've been looking for, and she's perfect for you, or this man is what you've been looking for, and he's perfect for you, then the kid transition should be easy. Now, speaking from a man point of view, I wouldn't want to date a woman that has children and baby daddy drama. That part, the children have nothing to do with that. But having to deal with an ex that sit there, don't want you, but don't want nobody else to have you. We know that happens. Men, we know that happens. Women, we know that happens. Come on, let's be real. All right. Now, like I said, you have to get that mindset before you ever step into the dating scene with a woman or a man with children, because the children come first. Period. And if you can't handle that, step off. Okay, because they didn't have anything to do with it. But that parent has a right to look for happiness too. But do not put your happiness above those children. Okay. Again, that's my opinion. That's what I believe. Okay. Not everybody's going to see it the way I do, and that's fine. Okay. But think about it in this. If your mother or father got a divorce, okay, and they brought somebody in their life, okay, and you couldn't stand them, don't you think you're going to give them a hard time? Especially if you know, or that child knows that you really don't want to be with them, you want to be with the mom. That's it, or the dad. Okay. Excuse me. Or getting the attitudes like, well, you always spending time with the children, the parents. Okay. That's what they're supposed to do. And if you can't accept that, get the hell on. Okay. And it's just simple as that. And women, men, single parents in general, don't make any exception for that. Okay. Now don't be mean. Okay. Because you have children and you take it out on the guy or the woman. It's not their fault. Okay. You have to open your heart. You can't be mean to the man or the woman because of what your ex did. They had nothing to do with that. That's why I say get yourself together before you even attempt to talk about date someone. Okay? Because trust me, if you do it the right way, everybody be happy, and you never know where it's going to end up. Now, you can't buy a child's affection. Believe it or not, a picnic, going to the park, barbecues mean a whole lot more than going to Six Flags or Disney or anything like that. Plus, you're gonna go broke. So unless you got, as they say, the bag or whatever, and you can do that, but that's still not gonna buy their affection. Okay, spend the time with that little boy or that little girl. You know, showing them that you have genuine interest for them. Okay, now that parent should see that and see the type of heart that that person has. And that should mean something. Okay. Now, it's still ultimately the parents' decision on who they want to date. Okay, and if they want to pursue that relationship. But if you have that chance to find a man or woman that gets along with your children and they enjoy being around, okay, and you enjoy being around, then why not take it further? Okay, for a man, we don't need 6, 7 years to realize this is the person we want to be with. Oh, we got engaged 5 years ago and we still engaged 15 years from now. Really? No. For some reason, that man, since I'm speaking from a man's point of view, is not ready. And that's all fine. But does that woman have to accept it? No. And vice versa. If you want to get married, like I said, this goes back to stating your intentions in the beginning. That way you know where you stand. And if you accept those terms, then you can't complain. Shouldn't complain. Well, we know that's a myth too, because somebody's not going to be happy. Okay, here's a touchy subject again. Gold miners, which are men, gold diggers, which are women. If you're trying to get with somebody just because they have money, okay, what happens when they go broke? Or if they go broke? Okay, are you going to stay with them? If that's what you're looking for, then no. You know what I call that? Being on a stroll. In other words, AKA prostitution. Because you're looking for a service for financial gain. Now, it ain't illegal to a certain extent, but we're not talking about the law. We're talking about love. Okay. And if you tell me that's what you're looking for, guess what kind of treatment you would get if I was single? That kind of treatment. Okay. And I need my light bill. I need my gas bill. I need my car note paid. And I need, my hair done and all this other stuff. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy you a bus pass, a flashlight, and 2 cups of string. That'll solve that shit right there and there. Okay. No one has a right to anyone else's financial gain since they work hard for it, unless they willing to do that. Okay. To say you're entitled to it, no. And to say, oh, because I'm with you, you're gonna pay me for my time. Well, shit, you didn't fill out an application, so what the hell are you talking about? All right, gold miners. You laying up on the damn couch, okay? Your lady, girl, woman, or whatever, significant other, spent 8, 9 hours at work, and she comes in, or you call on the phone, baby, bring me a 6 pack and a pack of Newports. I would tell you to go straight to hell and light yourself on fire so you won't even have to worry about start burning when you get down there. No, that's just lazy. And unfortunately, I see it where women, y'all looking to settle to have somebody in your life, and he ain't worth a shit. He ain't good to you. He's out there while you at work. He's bringing women into the house, you know, which, brothers, y'all might don't stop that shit because these women ain't taking it too much. The next thing you know, you got a skillet going inside that head, and bam, you're in the ER, you know. I don't condone violence. I'm just putting it out there. Let's call it what it is, okay? The self-respect for yourself to provide for your lady. I wouldn't give nobody shit that's not my woman or wife or fiance. Okay. You provide for who you is in your life and your significant other at the time. Okay. I'm not paying you for your time because you decide to, I don't know, go out on a date. Okay. And on the flip side is you don't want to be at work, brothers. Okay. Your woman don't want to be at work either. You know what? Y'all both got a bad problem and you got a bad habit. You like to eat. Okay. You like to be able to sit with the lights on. Okay. So somebody got to take the ass to work. And being old school, yes, that is the man's responsibility. But in 2024, you really can't survive without 2 incomes unless you have a very good job. And still, it ain't all about the money. Okay. It ain't all about the money. Yes, you want to have a good life for your children. You want your children to have a better life than you. You want to have a good life for your spouse, whether you have children or not. You want to be able to take trips and whatever. But don't it feel a lot better when you're doing it together than sitting there saying, well, shit, I got to sit there and budget this and I got to budget that. It ain't nothing wrong with budgeting. Everybody has down times and down cycles in life. Okay, it's what you do to get through them. Okay, you want your ride or die, man or woman. Whereas if you're down, she ain't got to lift you up, but help take the slack. Okay, that's my kind of woman. Okay, and don't put each other down because things are down. You deal with it, and you'll feel a lot better when you come back up. Okay, because you're coming back as one. All right. Hell, I've been there. Whereas, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed to say what I've been through in life. Okay, and I've been down looking through the ashtray, find unburned cigarettes or one that I could smoke. Okay, but I knew it was temporary. Okay, and it's what you do when you get knocked down. Is what you do to get back up. Okay, and I'm getting a little bit off topic. Okay, because we're talking about dating, but in a sense, isn't that what it is? Because if you have a good woman or a good man, that's beside you, okay, and it's there for you, okay, like I said, it feels a lot better when you do it together. And you can say, we did that shit. We did it. Okay. Now you can also feel good about yourself and say, hey, I was down, but I pulled myself back up. But that's not what we're talking about. Okay. Men, stop trying to change women into your mama, your sister, or your favorite auntie. Let them be who they are. They'll change on their own for you. If they care about you, they will try, not trying to be who that person is, but try to be a better woman for you if you communicate with what you want. Okay, women, it's the same thing. Don't try to change men into somebody or your ex or somebody who you think they should be. Okay, let them be who they are, but explain it to them. Don't, well, I'm telling you, this is the type of man I want. No, okay, because I'm only going to change if I want to. The woman's only going to change if she wants to. Nobody, grown ass person, is going to sit there and let anybody tell them on who they should and should not be. That's not your job. Okay, it's not your responsibility. It's your opinion. Opinions vary. Okay, but if you're doing your part, they will take your opinion into account. Okay, and see if it's valid. Everything is about self-reflection. You can't be a good you for somebody else if you're fucked. Excuse my French. If you're messed up. Okay, if your attitude is jacked. And like I said, you run out here going to the gym, man. You get pumped up or whatever. You got your muscles all out and whatever. Yeah, I've been there before, and I've been buffed. Okay, but is your heart strong? Means a lot more than your damn muscles, and get you a lot farther. Ladies, going to the gym, working out, doing the Peloton and all that. It's all good, but your heart is cold and dark. That's not attractive. Not even close. Okay? Like I said, no one's perfect, and don't try to be perfect. Okay? Try to be the best person you can possibly be. I have and would rather have a woman that was ugly as nails. Okay? She looked better walking on her hands and walking on her face, which look like she's been doing for the last 30 years. But if her heart is pure, that outweighs the laughter you're going to get. And people are cold. They're going to laugh. They're going to sit there and say, oh my God, she's ugly or whatever. But you know what? I'll turn around and say, yeah, but I know I can leave this world or be sick. And I know she'll wipe my nasty ass. Okay. She'll make sure that I'm taken care of. She'll make sure that I'm fed. Okay. She'll make sure that things are done. Not for her, but for me. That's the thing. This generation now is selfish. It's all about me, me, me. Okay. And that's what you're going to end up with. You. Okay. Because you may be able to suck a golf ball through a garden hose. You may be able to, I don't know. I don't know how to word it. Just be a professional in bed. But eventually it's going to dry up. Then you're nothing but a powder puff. Brothers, you may be able to sling that beat. Hell, you might be able to kick a can standing straight up with that old meat missile. That too will fade. Then what? Okay, what are you gonna have? You ain't gonna be able to get it up with a crane. And you know what that young woman you got on her arm that was looking for that money? You know what she gonna be? Out there getting another meat missile that's standing up like straight 100 pound test steel. Okay, I'm just calling like I said. And as far as changing people, it's like going fishing. You're trying to catch that bass, and you got him on the hook, and you reeling him in. But when it breaks that water and see what's coming next, some bitch gonna jump off the hook and be gone. Take that any way you want to. Some of you will get it, some of you won't. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Okay. Now, and myself, like I said, you only have so many chances in life of finding true happiness. And what I mean by true happiness is not total happiness. That's never going to happen. You're going to have good days and bad days. Okay. But you got to compromise. You got to sit there and say, okay, it's a bad day. We'll address it, communicate about it, move on. Okay. Easier said than done. I get it. Okay. But it's, and I'm laughing because when a sister come to me, and when I say sister, I ain't just talking about my African American sister. I'm talking about women. Okay. Because one thing about it, you can have a preference. Okay. But you can't help who you fall in love with. Okay. Whether it be Asian, Caucasian, Hispanic, whatever. Color is not going to get in your heart. Okay. Actions and that person, how they carry themselves, how they care about you. That's how they're going to get in your heart. And sometimes your best friend, who you may have never looked at, in that way, be there for you at the right time and open your eyes, you're going to be like, oh, shit, she ain't black, but she's a ride or die. So that's what I mean by you can't help who you fall in love with. Okay. Now, our ultimate goal is to be happy. That's really what our ultimate goal is. Of course, like I said, dating is the first step of it. Okay. Trust, communication, caring are the first things that has to be dealt with when dating. Okay. Because that can't be taught. You can learn it, but it can't be taught. When you run into the right person, don't sit there and be scared. Because one thing about it is, if you find a woman and you know she was the right one, you screw it up, or you choose not to pursue it, don't be looking back, okay? Because you made your choice. Don't be regretting, because again, you made your choice, okay? In perfect world we live in, as I said, no perfection, okay? So get out of the finances, the looks, and what he or she has going for them. You know, potential is everything, almost. Because potential is a good thing, okay? If you keep to it and look towards the goal and are hell bent on achieving that goal, it's good. Because potential is basically a lie. Yeah, I almost got there, and I had a potential to get there, just couldn't get there. So no. Now I'm almost done preaching. Okay, ride or die is something you should strive for. Ladies, if you're sick and you just can't get out of bed, okay, for whatever reason, wouldn't it feel good if you sit there and you call your dude, as y'all like to say, and he said, "Oh, I'm not feeling good. Can you stop and uh, pick me up some oranges or whatever?" Now, what would you like to hear? Okay, babe, no problem. I'll bring you two. Okay. Or would you want to hear, "Oh, damn, I always got to stop. You always want me to do you want." Who wants to hear that? I know you don't. Men are the same way. Okay. But brothers, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't sit there and say, well, you wouldn't do it for me. That's vindictive. Okay. Do it anyway, whether you don't like it or not. But if you call yourself want to be interested in her, okay, sometimes we do things we don't want to do. But see, here's the thing: want, not have. You have to. Let me rephrase that. You want to do those things, and when you feel like you have to do those things, you're gonna always have issues with it, and eventually you're gonna get tired of complaining about the same old thing. Ladies, same thing applies. If you sit there and you got to tell your man, hey, this and that or whatever, why can't you do this for me, whatever. Okay. Now, I'm not a club person, never have been. But, but your man should want to take you places. Okay. On the flip side, now if you wearing a dress or shorts that you got to keep pulling down, I already got an issue because you're wearing that. Okay. And I'm like, you got me with you. Who else you trying to catch? That will be going through my mind. Okay. I'm sorry. Because if you don't respect yourself, why should I? Brothers, dressing up means just like that. Wearing Jordans and your pants hanging around your ankles and a plaid shirt. Yeah, old school, maybe that's not dressing up. Maybe it is these days. Okay. But then you get mad because a woman don't want to talk to you because of how you're dressed. Okay. Or to sit there. Now, one thing I will disagree with, or you got no drip on, you got no, you don't have no chains and you got no Rolex or whatever. Okay, again, you're looking at judging a book by its cover. I've seen a lot of brothers have plenty of cash, dressed down because they're comfortable. And they're not trying to impress anybody. Okay. I've seen women do the same thing. They come in there with sweatpants on, pair of tennis shoes, and a nice top. Okay. Oh, she ain't got nothing or whatever. Okay. You don't know that. Now, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to get out of here because I've been a little long winded. And I just want to give my opinion on dating, because it's about dating one another and seeing where you could go if that's what you choose to do, how things can progress, maybe a different outlook on how you should approach things or whatever. That's pretty much all I'm trying to get to you, you know. Now, one thing you want to realize, okay, like I said, dating is hard. It really is. But if you know what you're looking for, you make that known, and that other person know what they're looking for, and they make that known. As time goes by, it gets easier. Trust me. Okay. But like I said, the first thing it's got to be trust. You got to let that person walk in with a clean slate. You can't blame them for what has already transpired in your life. You have to put that behind you. That's why I say you have to make sure you over the last issue before you begin a new one. There's no way around that. Okay. And like I said, you gotta make your intentions known. Okay. Be yourself. Okay. And roll the dice. Okay. There are times you're gonna get hurt. You don't give up. If that's what you're truly looking for, you don't give up. You know, you just learn from the experience. Okay. Now, if you keep getting the same foot in your butt the same way, you're not learning and you're not paying attention. Okay. Because there's always red flags and indicators about who a person is. Okay. And what they're about. And I'm going to give you this last story. I'm at a car wash and I'm washing my car. And I'm not going to say what kind of car, but it's a very nice car. Okay. And I'm, as y'all say, chopping it up with this guy. So this young lady drives up. Oh, whose car is that? So my buddy threw me on the bus and said it was mine. What? How can I get in the passenger seat of that? I'm like, well, hell, if you can afford it, you can have it. I'm not that attached to it. Well, no, seriously, I want to ride with you. So I showed her my ring that I was, wrong hand, that I was married. She didn't care about that. Now, right then, I felt disrespected. Okay. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Why would I trade a dime for a penny? Now, I heard a whole bunch of 4 letter, 5 letter, or whatever, SOB, this, whatever. So I never got mad. I was laughing. I said, well, you want a little bit more tape for your bumper? Because she had a whole bunch of tape holding the car together. And it may have been mean, but I was being funny. I wasn't being mean spirited. Okay. But ladies, or even men, if a person tell you they're married, pump your brakes. Stop right there. Okay. One, it causes a lot of problems, possible violence or whatever. I'm not a violent person because I'm like, if a woman step out on me and I find out about it, I ain't gonna get crazy. I ain't going to jail behind it. I will be devious enough to pull the clothes out there and turn the sprinkler on, you know. But I'm like, okay, that's a choice she made. And it's about choices. Okay. And if you choose to cross that line, then there ain't nothing I can do. Okay. You made your choice. Now I make mine. And again, the point about that is if a person tell you they're married, leave it alone. Walk away. Because you know damn well if she was on the other foot, you wouldn't like it. So I hope I help some people. I hope I open some eyes. I accept criticism, good or bad or indifferent. I'll respond. Okay. And if you like what I posted, I have another segment and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to have a personal conversation, okay, my link will be at the bottom. And as y'all say, and I say as y'all say because I have younger children, we can chop it up or whatever. We used to call it shoot the shit, but things are different. So I appreciate you taking the time to look. Hopefully you listen and hopefully you learn. Bless you. Have a good day. Hope to see you soon. Peace.